Today we are doing a tutorial teaching you to make your own cloth pads. It's a pretty simple process. First you want to find your topper fabric. I suggest flannel, any kind of cotton really. You want to stay away from synthetics like fleece. And then you're going to, what we're going to do, we just have a long strip of fabric. So I'm going to fold it over into quarters. And then I'm going to freehand draw my pattern onto it. And basically you want it to look like a big oval. Now cut that out. And now this will be the top for your pad. The next thing you want to do is get a piece of your waterproof material. This is PUL, it's polyester knit on one side and laminated on the other. It's used for diaper making. You can get it online. You should also be able to get like nylon at Joann Fabrics, any fabric store really, and you can also use fleece or even old sweaters. Wool sweaters as the back side. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to lay out your top fabric onto your waterproof and cut. Now we have our top piece and our bottom piece cut. The next thing we're going to do is our absorbent pieces. You can use microfiber, like this is just a microfiber towel that you get in the car department at any store really. Or you can use, this is bamboo fleece, hemp fleece, any of those kinds of fabrics, or you can also just use flannel or towels, old washcloths, really anything that's absorbent will work. So I am going to use microfiber for this one, and what I'm going to do is make it 2 layers. I'm going to lay it out onto the middle of our pad, and I'm going to draw a small oval, and this will be the part of the pad that is absorbent. You could also just trace your top and your bottom pieces and make your absorbent piece the same size as they are. That will make for a lot bulkier of a pad though, and you might have more problems with leaking. So now I'm going to cut that out. So you can see it will only be absorbent through the middle of the pad. And now I'm going to cut another one of those. So now we have 2 absorbent layers. And clean up the edges where it cut a little rough. Microfiber makes a big mess when you cut it, so I try not to work with it too often, but it's also really, really absorbent and cheap. so it's a good material. Your next step is going to be to sew these onto your top piece. So you're just going to lay it out and center them on there. And then you're just going to sew around the outside edge and then down through the middle, and then you can do another couple of lines if you want. And I will show you that right now. So now we're just going to sew the absorbent material onto our topper fabric. And then we're going to put a line down the middle. Helps, like, all the disposable pads have channels in them, and this basically does the same thing. And then put a couple of lines right along the side that will go parallel to the seam where you've sewn the absorbent on. And we'll cut excess threads. So we have our excess threads cut, and this is now the top of our pad. The next thing we're going to do is lay it onto the shiny side of our waterproof material. And if you have a glue stick, that would work great. If you have a glue stick that's not run out, that works better. I like to use a glue stick instead of pins because pins are annoying. And the glue stick works really well, and it's washable, so once your product is sewn and you wash it for the first time, the glue is gone. So I'm just going to put glue all the way around the outside edge, the same as you would do with pins. If you like pins, use pins. Okay. And now we glue it down onto our back material. Next thing we're going to do is find a stitch on our sewing machine that's nice and sturdy. If you have a serger, you can serge this, and it would actually probably be preferable. I don't have a serger, so I used one of these heavier stitches on my sewing machine. And all that's left now is to go all the way around the outside. And then the final step is going to be go around and cut your excess fabric off, and then you have to put some kind of a closure on the wings of the pad, because what we'll do is that folds over and those become the wings. You can use Velcro, you can use sew a buttonhole and put a button. We'll probably use snaps on this just because that's what I prefer. And that is it. Once you put your closure on, then your pad is ready to use.